Well, hey, everybody. I'm back. And I want to talk a little bit about what do you trade if you only have $100? If you're starting with a shoestring budget and you're trying to be a seller, trying to make some money from the stock market, what is it that you're going to trade? I'm going to help you out with that. I got you. I got you. Stay with me all the way to the end, though, and I'm going to show you exactly what we do every single day to make at least 10% profits. All right. The first thing you're going to need to do if all you have is $100 to trade with is you're going to need to get a little bit of knowledge. You're going to have to learn a little something. Yes. I'm going to talk to you about trading credit spreads because credit spreads is the strategy that is going to allow you to make the most trades with the least amount of money. All righty. As a seller, it's going to be the best thing that you can do. We can find us some 50-cent spreads, and that may or may not mean something to you. You can find some 50-cent spreads, trade a couple of stocks, work that way. Or you can wait to the end, and I got a stock that you can use $100 on every single day, and that stock is going to pay you 10% returns. Yes. Okay. I was talking about knowledge. First of all, you need to learn how to trade credit spreads. Or what are credit spreads? Credit spreads basically is where you sell one option and buy one option on the same side. They can be called credit spreads or put credit spreads. If you don't know anything about those, you can check the other videos on my channel and they go a lot more in depth about credit spreads. All right. But you're going to need to know how to do credit spreads, and you're going to want to do them on a 50-cent spread stock. What are some examples of these? Well, I have discovered that any stock less than $40 for the most part has a 50-cent spread. So if you can find any stock you're interested in that's less than $40, you can go with a 50-cent spread. Some of the ones that come to mind are like Palantir or Mara and Riot, Carvana, Beyond Meats, SOXL, SDS. Listen, I'm not trying to push any particular stock on you. Look for the ones that are less than $40 and you can get 50-cent spreads on those. All righty. Now, what's our second step? We need to set realistic goals. You're starting with $100. So let's not expect this to be an overnight success. This has to grow over time. You're going to want to get really good with understanding the market. You're going to need to understand some price action, understand how to chart. You need to understand how to chart. So as you continue to grow your account, you're continuing to compound your profits. You're going to also be in a situation where you're knowledgeable about technical analysis. All right, that's what you're going to need. Make sure that we're getting some knowledge, and we're going to set realistic goals. If you're setting realistic goals, I do have a stock at the end of this I'm going to talk about where you can return about 10% each day if you want to go that route. But 10% a week is actually pretty good too. 10% for a week's worth of trading is A-OK. All righty. What is step 3? Step 3 is to start small. Okay. We're trying to hit base hits here every day. We're trying to hit base hits. And as you continue to grow your money, you can partially grow your money through trading. And as you get a little extra $5, $10, $50, $100, put it into your trading account. So that way you can trade with more. All righty. I will say one word of caution. I want everybody to make sure that you're trading in your paper trading or in your sim account first. Practice in your practice place first. There's no reason to go live with real money. Not if you don't have to, right? Thinkorswim, some of the other platforms, I like Thinkorswim, but some of the other platforms have paper trading and sim trading. You should use those to practice. All right. There's no reason. Go into the sim. Go into the sim. Absolutely. All right. The fourth thing I want you to do is to make sure that you stay disciplined. We're going to pick one strategy and run with it. We're going to rinse and repeat. We're going to ride it out. We're going to ride till the wheels fall off. All of that. Pick one strategy. Where I find people go wrong so many times, sometimes me included, is you get shiny object syndrome. Somebody else pop up and you're like, oh, over here. Somebody else, oh, over here. Before you know it, you all over the place and you got $100 or $200. You can't be all over the place when you got 100. You can't be all over the place when you got $1,000. You really need to be focused. If you're trying to grow your account, you must be focused and disciplined. All right. That is going to be imperative. All right. I told you if you would ride out with me to the end, I would talk to you about stock that we use every single day in order to generate 10% profits. That is XSP. It is the mini of the SPX. It has daily expirations and it is cash settled. What's cash settled? That means there's no shares. At the end of the day, if they owe you money, they give it to you. If you owe them money, they take it. That's the way that goes. When it's cash settled, it's your cash that gets settled every single day. All right. So what we do there is we have a whole strategy that we use, a whole strategy. It's very straightforward, very simple, but we do use a strategy that tells us which strikes to pick, when do we go in, what are we looking for, how do we chart for support and resistance to support this day trading. And we look to return about 10% profits every single day. Which means if you're putting $100 on the line, you're looking to make about 10 to 12. Now, initially, that sounds like that ain't no money. Yeah, I know that sounds like that ain't no money. But you know what? If it's 10 more dollars than you had when you started, then it is some money. And then the next day you make 10 more dollars. The next day you make 10. The next day you make 10. By the end of 1 week, you've made $50. Now we're talking about some money. Right? And you continue to rinse and repeat with the same $100. Use the same $100 over and over and over each day on XSP using the strategy. Where can you find this strategy? Well, you can check over at my website, educatortotrader.com, and or you can go to spxplaybook.net and grab you a copy of the playbook right away. All right. Continue to follow us on this channel, like and subscribe. We love to bring content to you because our objective is to help the folks get better and get money from the market. We do two things in this community. We stay green and we get this money. Bye, everyone.